created a common language for our management system so that when people are talking and having conversations, we first have a common language. It's also provided what we would call a meta routine, a routine that stays the same regardless of the circumstances, a way of acting and thinking. And so that would be the first and foremost. And then everything else works within that content of the improvement kata model and that common language. So we look at the tools as just that. They're tools, and we look at them as they are a potential countermeasure to help us move towards a target condition, a new pattern of work. And so let's use an example. Within the subsystems of TWI, training within industry, one of the tools is a job instruction breakdown. And many times as we are practicing the kata and we're trying to grasp our current condition, we will discover quite often that in the current condition, everybody is doing a specific task completely different. And the variation from person to person is causing errors and mistakes, and it's holding us back from moving towards the target condition. So we will develop a job instruction breakdown, and we will use TWI to help create that standard behavior to help us move towards the target condition. That would be one of many examples of a tool that helps us move towards, and it's working within the framework of the improvement kata model. And it helps us move in that direction. So for example, it helps create that new pattern of work. Let's say that we had a breakdown on how to draw blood, and because everyone in the current condition was doing it different, the belief is that that variation is causing contamination rate. Well, if we can create a new pattern of work using job instructions, that helps us move, and we're going to experiment with it. It helps us move towards that new target condition, that new pattern of work of how everyone would be drawing blood in the future. TWI, training within industry, all elements, job instructions, job relations, job methods. I believe that TWI and kata is a marriage made in heaven. So the job instruction one is an obvious one where you can see the linkage. But job relations is also an important piece because it helps you develop the relationship with the learner that you're coaching. And job methods is powerful because it helps you understand the pattern of work better in your current condition and helps you propose a new pattern of work, which is ultimately a hypothesis, which could be part of your target condition. So I believe TWI and kata absolutely is a marriage made in heaven.
What I do is I harness some lean tools to get people to think about product management in a continuous improvement format. So I've been using Toyota Kata for quite a few years now to teach people how to format their discovery of what products we should be using. So we use Kata to kind of step through, and I use it to coach teams to step through their learning process. So, what don't I understand about this problem for the user? How do I learn more about it? And they formulate experiments to go out and learn those things. And then they form experiments that work towards target conditions, towards goals that we're trying to achieve for the business. So in software, those things look like trying to, let's say, increase the rate of adoption of a product, or to reduce the amount of phone calls coming through a customer support center by a certain percent. So software product managers kind of use the Kata framework to really analyze and think through how can I reach these goals by harnessing software capabilities to do that. To the people of Czech Republic and Slovakia who are just starting to use Kata is to really focus on the learning aspect of Kata. For me, the most valuable thing about Kata is helping people understand how to approach problems and solve it. It really teaches people how to think. And if you practice it every day, if you get into this habit, you realize that you automatically approach problems like this every single day, and you don't have to keep actually asking yourself some questions. This is just how everybody in your organization will go and approach problems. It has changed the way that I have taught product managers who are basically problem solvers for software teams to really think and approach things. It's not just about building or executing on your job. It's about making something better at the end of the day. It's about making the software better. In our case, it's about achieving things for our users. And when you use Kata, it gives them a framework in which to think about what are the problems I should be solving, and how do I learn about them? And I really think we take for granted how important learning is in an organization. And I love Kata because it really focuses on that at the core.
I tell everybody that I talk to that's talking about lean, I tell them start with Kata first. Learn how to do the coaching. And they may have already started down the lean journey, but if you have, I would say take a step back and learn how to do the coaching, because the coaching takes the lean tools and puts them into practice.